Okay. What's happening? Hey. What's happening out there? Thanks for tuning in for another episode of On the Cutting Room Floor. I am your host, Tony Ray Harvey, and I'm doing this thing down here in the southwest part of Sacramento, Greenhaven Pocket area. So let's get down into it. Sacramento Kings. They lose to the Denver Nuggets, 116-110 at the Ball Arena in Denver, Colorado tonight. So that ends their four-game winning streak and 3-game winning streak on the road. They go 3-1 on a road excursion. They return to Sacramento. They play the San Antonio Spurs on Friday, March 7th. That will be the return, hopefully the return of De'Aaron Fox. Before I get into it, this game here sound like Deion Sanders here. This game here, like Deion Sanders would say, this game here was a special game because they were out. The Kings were without two starters. Domantas Sabonis was out with a left hamstring strain. He won't be reevaluated until this Monday. And they were out. The point guard, Malik Monk, was out with a toe injury. But this game here, at least for those 3 quarters that the Kings put together, how they started this game out, those 3 quarters, to me, was the best they done played in these last 5 games. Over this 5-game period. And they were winning. They won those 4 games. They came up short tonight. But tonight, that really showed me how far interim leader Doug Christie has came and his coaching staff have came since December 27th. They have made some magnificent strides under some turbulent times. Let's put it like that. But those first 3 quarters right there really proved to me. Because that first quarter, they were 42-29. Okay, Jake LaRavia, he got hot. He scored 11 points during a 15-4 run to end of the first quarter. They had 42-29, and that defense was on. That defense was on those first 3 quarters. But you could just tell, the Nuggets, they know how to do it. They were playing at home. They didn't have Aaron Gordon. He was out for them. But they have, Nikola Jokić, and that's basically all they need. That's all they need. Okay, they had some help in some other area. They had the Jamal Murray. They had Christian Brun, and had a couple bench players that came off there. What's his name? Zeke Nananji. And Russell Westbrook. So this one, I'm talking about the Sacramento Kings, at least this portion of it. Those first 3 quarters was the best to me that they played in those previous games when they started this winning streak. Okay, back at home. Then they beat Utah Jazz. Okay, then they beat the Houston Rockets. Then they beat the Dallas Mavericks the other night. Then they come to this one right here. Okay, those first 3 quarters was really impressive. If they get back into that, and what I was seeing what Doug was doing, is at least for, with the defenses, he threw a whole bunch of defensive systems out there. 1 minute, they're playing zones, they're doing these little traps, they were doing some mismatches on the defense. Jake LaRavia, of course, he had to play Jokić at times because, they're short. They were short on personnel, but Jake LaRavia stepped up. I know he was pretty down after the game, not getting the W. He wanted to walk out of there with a win, and you feel much better of what you're doing as far as your performance. But hey, Doug Christie, Sacramento Kings. I tell you what, 32-29 on the season. Doug is 19-11 on the season. So he's getting close to. He has every shot, every chance, these last 21 games, to hit that 30 mark and beyond. So let's hope that happens. But at this stage, right now, the Clippers and Detroit are going at it. The Pistons lead the Clippers 99-97. There's 7 minutes and 44 seconds left. Right now, at this moment, the Clippers are ahead of the Kings in the stats. So the Kings fall to 9th in the NBA Western Conference, and the Clippers are sitting there at 8 in the Western Conference. So we'll see what happens after this game. Hopefully I have an update before I start posting some of these things, though. So the Kings are right now in 9th place. So that right there tell you, how important these games are and how bunched up these teams are. I mean, jockeying for position, like they was at the racetrack, and it's going to continue that way right until the last game is played in the middle of April. But I'm still liking what the Sacramento Kings doing, and I'm still liking what Doug Christie doing and his coaching staff. It took them a little while, to get some things together, a few practices. All right, they're on the road. Sometimes these professional teams, they feel much, much better when they're out on the road, where they can gather themselves, and talk amongst themselves and devise a strategy amongst themselves. And seems like that's what's been happening, at least on this road trip that led up to this road trip. So the team is 8-4 since they acquired Zach LaVine in that trade for De'Aaron Fox and Kevin Huerter. Excuse me. Kevin Huerter was sent to Chicago, and of course, De'Aaron Fox was sent to San Antonio Spurs. But things seem to like it's falling into place, and thank goodness that we have someone like Jonas Valančiūnas, to help out for a little while at that center spot, because yes, he is a center, while Domantas Sabonis, nursed that hamstring. So yeah, Doug Christie, that's your guy. So Westbrook, he ended up with 25 points and 5 rebounds. Jamal Murray, he made 14 of 15 free throws from the free throw line to finish with 24 points and to give the Nuggets a 119-110 win over the Sacramento Kings on March 1st. Serbian superstar Nikola Jokić supplied 22 points, 15 rebounds, and 6 assists in 38 minutes for the Denver Nuggets. They improved to 40-22 on the season, 21-9 at Ball Arena. They also keep pace with the NBA Western Conference with a 3rd place seeding behind the Los Angeles Lakers, who are in 2nd, and the Oklahoma City Thunder, who are in 1st. Christian Braun, he added 15 points, and Michael Porter Jr., he had 13 points for the Nuggets. Okay, DeMar DeRozan. I'm glad we got this guy. I'm glad the Kings have this guy as well. He just knows when to go out there and get a bucket. He just go about his business. 35 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists. And DeRozan made 14 of 32 shots from the field, 4 of 6 beyond the arc, and 3 of 4 at the foul line. Zach LaVine, okay, wasn't scoring a lot of points in the end, but, there was some seesaw battle going on in the 4th quarter, after they lost the lead in the 4th quarter. And Zach LaVine hit a couple big baskets. I know he hit a couple threes, much needed threes in that 4th quarter, though they didn't pull out the victory. Jonas Valančiūnas, 19 points, 13 rebounds, 6 assists, and 2 steals in 31 minutes. That's what he did tonight. Jake LaRavia scored all 15 of his buckets in the first half for the Kings, but it was the way he did it, and it was extremely impressive. It's extremely impressive. Came in, he hit 3 straight threes, hit another bucket, and the Kings were on a 15-4 run. They ended that first frame 42-29. So the Kings, they fall to 7-15 on the road this season, but like I said before, they hold 19 victories against 10 losses under the direction of interim coach Doug Christie. And as I said before, momentarily, they are in 9th in the Western Conference behind the Los Angeles Clippers, who are at 8th. Okay, Malik, as I mentioned before, yes, he was removed from the lineup and shelved. He had a toe injury. DeMontis, he won't be reevaluated for another few days. So the Kings will be heading home for their Friday matchup with the San Antonio Spurs. So yeah. After the Kings jumped out to an 8-point lead, the Nuggets returned to cut the margin 27-25 on a basket by what's that Christian guy name? I don't know. Pickett. But Jalen Pickett. He cut the lead 27-25 at the 2:30 mark of the first quarter. And with the service of LaRavia, the newly acquired player from Memphis Grizzlies, he scored 11 points on the Kings' 15-4 run. The Kings ended the first interval with a 42-29 advantage. In the second quarter, the Nuggets opened up with a 6-0 run until the Kings countered with an 11-4 run of themselves for a 53-39 lead. Sacramento led 65-55 at the half. LaRavia, he had 15 points off the bench, including 3 3-pointers in 11 minutes. He also had a key steal in that too. DeMar, he scored 18 points in that third quarter, including three trays. So he was 3 for 4 beyond the arc in that quarter, to keep the Kings out in front. So through 3 quarters, it was 93-84. Through 3 quarters. He also passed Patrick Ewing in points. So at that point, he had made a 3-pointer in the third quarter, the 1 minute 39 second mark of the third quarter. That was his 23,818 points in the NBA. So he passed Patrick Ewing, the great Patrick Ewing. The Nuggets took a 96-95 lead on a 3-pointer by Zeke Nnaji. After a seesaw battle lead of changes, Levine made 2 free throws to give the Kings a 102-99 edge with 4:52 remaining in the game. That was the Kings' last lead because the Denver Nuggets, they went on a 14-5 run. They were up 113-107 with 1 minute and 28 seconds left. And, of course, they went on to win the game. That's the recap of the game. So again, this is a new team right here, period. Completely new team. I'm talking about the Sacramento Kings. Completely new team. That defense, this is one thing that I know. When you have Jake LaRavia, Keon Ellis, Jonas Valančiūnas, and Keegan Murray on the floor, that is a defensive force. These cats make things happen. Okay, and it cover up a lot of the stuff that's going on with DeMar DeRozan and Zach LaVine. I'm not saying that they're bad defensive players, but when you have this quartet of those players, you can do some things on defense. Maybe Doug figured that out. I do have some great defensive players on this team. A couple reserves, a couple starters. Put them together sometime out there on the floor, have 3 of them out there on the floor, you can make some things happen. And that's what I was seeing tonight too. So once again, that's LaRavia, Valančiūnas, Ellis, and Keegan Murray. Matter of fact, what was Keegan Murray? What he finished up with tonight? Keegan, he had some foul trouble. He had some big foul trouble. He got, 3 fouls in the first half? He finished up with 6 points. He was 3 for 7 shooting from the field, 0 for 2, 3-point territory. He played 29 minutes and 3 rebounds. But other than that, when he was out there, it's defense. It's defense. He did have 2 blocks, so there you go. There you go. Okay? That's defense. So, yeah, Keon, he had 11 points. Okay? Jake LaRavia, he 6 for 10, shooting from the floor, 3 or 6 beyond the arc. Okay? And he had 5 rebounds. Okay? 1 assist and 2 steals. I like that. Can't be mad at this loss. And I'm not. Of course, all day I was saying they can get this win. And they were headed in that direction. But we are talking about the Denver Nuggets. And you know when the Denver Nuggets play Mike Malone, it's an all-out war. That's the same way with Russell Westbrook. I don't care what uniform he's in. He's going for it. He's trying to get this win. They could be 30 points down. Russell's going to play hard till they pull him off the floor. And he played well tonight, too. You know, that veteran, hey. If they didn't have him, I don't know where they would be, okay? They really do. The Denver Nuggets really do need him. I know they've been struggling against these other teams. They lost to the Boston Celtics. That was the last game that they played. It was 110, 103. Yeah, they seem that they can handle these other teams, middle of the road teams. But they've been having some struggles against the top tier teams. So, but if they didn't have Russell Westbrook, it would be a tough journey. It would really be a tough journey. So yeah. Yes. Matter of fact, DeMar DeRozan had 14 points in the first half, and Levine. No. I think what was that? I think Levine. No, he didn't have it. So yeah, and Laravia, he had 15 points in the first half. Zach LaVine had 14 points in the first half. DeRozan had 13 points in the first half. Okay. No, sorry. Let me get this right because, I'm just trying to be as accurate as I can be. I'm more accurate than I am writing than I am trying to spell this out verbally. DeRozan had 13 points in the first half. Valančiūnas had 14 points in the first half. Laravia had 15 points in the first half. That was a big help. Okay. They had 40 points in the paint in the first half, but they only finished the game with a total of 52 points in the paint. As a matter of fact, Denver Nuggets exceeded the Kings in the paint. They had 56 points in the paint. Total. So the Kings were 44 for 96 shooting from the floor, 45.8%. They made 11 of 27 beyond the arc at 40.7%. So they're a good 18 shots below where Doug would like them to have him as far as attempts, at least 45 attempts a game. But yeah. They were 11 for 14 at 78.6% shooting from the foul line. Now, with the inclusion of Jamal Murray, because I said he made 14 of 15 shots in the game from the free throw line, the Nuggets were 24 for 30 at the free throw line for 80%. But Jamal Murray, he was fouled 3 different times in that game behind the arc. He didn't connect on any of those shots, but he made all of them at the free throw line. He made all 9 shots in 3 intervals, okay, at the free throw line. He made all of them. Oh, boy. But he was fouled 3 times behind there. Hey, it was a weird game. I'm not going to put it all on the officiating because there was some really wild calls there. There was some really bad calls there. But then there was some, I think they were really doing, there was an effort there. They blew a few calls there, but there was some effort there because DeMar DeRozan, he was fouled about 2 or 3 times. And I don't know what happened, on those calls. I would be upset too. I would be upset, highly upset. But anyway, the Kings have 21 games left in this season. Let's see what will happen. It still is a big month for them. They still have some big games coming up. And yes, this Friday, we'll see what happens with De'Aaron Fox. Now, of course, I always wish this young man well, but I'm not looking for you to leave Sacramento without seeing that beam go up in downtown Sacramento. And you're the loser. I love you though, man, but hey, Sacramento Kings, got to get this victory too. Got to get this one. So apparently it's going to be a great battle, considering, the situation and the personnel on both sides. So no Victor Wembanyama, but they still do have De'Aaron Fox. We'll see. For you, my friends, my family, thank you for tuning in. If you have not hit that subscribe button, please do. If you have not hit that like button, please do. Please do. I do enjoy you coming in and listening to these games from my perspective as far as covering the Sacramento Kings. That is really important to me. We're going to keep this rolling as much as possible. I may not be able to air anything, post anything commentary-wise Friday, but I will be posting some videos of press conferences, news conferences. It's coming Friday as well. So once again, thanks for stopping in, and I hope you're all doing well, your families and your jobs and your whole well-being. I know the country is kind of crazy right now on a political stage. It gets kind of crazy here just covering the state capitol, which I was at half today, but we're going to be all right. We're going to be all right. At least we do have sports entertainment, to kind of like escape, from all that's going on out there and be respectful of my outside world. But that's the way it is. That's my good mentor, passed away a long, long time ago, Walter Cronkite would say, that's the way it is. Peace, love, and solidarity. I'm out.